2 Timothy chapter 4 verse 19. Greet Prisca and Aquila and the household of Onesiphorus. Names were important to Paul. He knew that the mention of names assured his friends of their significance. He greets the couple, Priscilla and Aquila, who had served with him. In Acts 18, we see that Paul met them in Corinth. He lived with them and worked with them in the same trade. They left Corinth with Paul and went to Ephesus. Having learned from Paul, Acts 18:26 says that the couple taught Apollos the way of God more accurately. Later, when Paul wrote Romans, they were living in Rome. Paul says in Romans 16 verse 3-5, "Greet Prisca and Aquila, my fellow workers in Christ Jesus, who risked their necks for my life, to whom not only I give thanks, but all the churches of the Gentiles give thanks as well. Greet also the church in their house." But they had to leave Rome, perhaps due to persecution. And when Paul wrote 1 Corinthians, likely from Ephesus, they were with Paul. In 1 Corinthians 16:19, Paul says, "Aquila and Prisca, together with the church in their house, send you hearty greetings in the Lord." Now, as Paul is writing his final letter to Timothy, he sends greetings to the couple who are living in Ephesus now. So here's a couple, they have been all over the place, and their houses were open for church gathering. Wherever the church needed them, wherever God wanted them to go, they have been readily available. And then there's the household of Onesiphorus in the same verse. We have already learned about him in chapter 1. When he found Paul was in prison, he came to Rome and visited him. Paul says that he often refreshed him. And Paul wants Timothy to greet the dear family of Onesiphorus. Precious people to him, people who cared about him, who would be rewarded in glory for their friendship. So we have a faithful couple and a faithful family. Have a blessed weekend.